Just working on the little things, you know, the footwork, your little defence, feinting, all the little cute things that just build up a good fighter. So work on the head movement, defensive things inside, moving your feet, feinting, distance and all the range, all the stuff, the basics really. Yeah.
So are you feeling that you've had a couple of days to reflect on your pro debut? Your approach very has been broken. So what's this, how you feeling now?
Yeah, feeling good. Just a couple of days resting. Like I see, I'm back in the gym now. Just got to build on it. You know, it's just the first of many. It's a long journey, so just want to build on it, build on it. We look at the things that did well, things to be worked on, and we're just working on them straight away. Yeah. The little things that we looked at the fight, little technical things that I could have done better. You know, closing down the distance or certain shots that could have been placed better, technique, all round game. What we need to improve on. Just going forward, we want to build every fight. We want to get better and improve.
So reflecting on Simon's performance, his pro debut, give us your personal opinion on that performance. What you thought of it, what improvements you want to make, and we talk about possible opponents and when he's going to be fighting again.
Yeah, it was a good debut, good 6 rounds with a decent opponent. You know, he can take a lot from. You know, it's great learning rounds because it's pointless going in there and knocking someone over. I mean, you feel great and all that, but you take nothing from it. And the kid come over determined to go the distance, and you know, he had a decent defence, tight defence, quite tough. So started to think while he was in there. So you know, he'll take a lot from the fight, and he'll move on and be better from that performance.
Off the ropes here. Keep it off, so charge and stuff. Put the ring off now and move on it. Make everything small. Again. Right now. Side to side. Side to side. Forward to flank. Again. Forward flank. Counter right hand, step back. The hook. Roll.
So how important do you guys see the conditioning side, the importance of conditioning in boxing? Because sometimes that's a bone of contention for some coaches when you've got a separate strength and conditioning coach. How do you two work together as the boxing coach, and then your conditioning coach says, okay, these are the things that we're going to use to improve your shots, your backhands, the power from your hips, whatever. How does that work in relation to you two working together, well, you three working together?
We keep the conditioning more separate. We work on the fitness conditioning. Keep the boxing more purely boxing. I do a few bit extras after the boxing and the training. But the boxing work that's all boxing work. The conditioning work, that's all conditioning. We've got Des.
So you make sure he's got energy. Boxing, he does boxing first thing in the morning, so he's got energy for the first session, and then he'll do Desi's later on in the afternoon, you know.
It's more important to get the most out of the boxing session first, because that's what's most important. Then we go to conditioning later on, and that's where we build our fitness base, strength, everything like that. But the boxing, we're working on our technical stuff in here. We do a few extra bits after, but our conditioning is completely separate. We're not in the conditioning gym doing like, you know, stuff like weighted boxing and stuff. It's just purely conditioning. Working our technique in here. So they're two separate, but they come together as well at the same time.
So as a coach, how does that work for you then? The strength and conditioning seems to be something that's quite new to boxing, where a lot of boxers are starting to adapt it.
When I was boxing, I used to do it in the gym. It was all part of the boxing session. But I mean, Soul's strength and conditioning coach Des, which I know him really well. I'm quite close with Des, so we have good communication. So you know, we speak most days. So you know, we get the best out of Soul, whatever session he's in. You know.
And in relation to his training sessions that he does, how does he train? What's his timetable?
Boxing will be about 10. He makes it on 10, sometimes he's there 10:30 when he's not another line. So 10:30, box in the morning, probably till about 1 o'clock, finish about 1. Then he'll go strength and conditioning Monday, Wednesday, Friday, late afternoon, 4:30, 5, and most weekends off.
So how do you like blend the two? And you know, for example, when he's doing double days, when he does the conditioning, what's his output like, say, for the next day if he's got something like sparring or something? How do you work around that because of the energy that comes out from the double days?
Well, it depends when he's sparring, you know, we tailor it around there, but really, you know, I don't do short sessions because you've got to go strength and conditioning. You just have to get through the days, you know. So I do a full boxing session and then a full strength and conditioning session, but he has those 3 hours in between, so you can rest and recover.
Most days it's 2 sessions every day. Might have the odd day where I might just do the 1 session, but it's pretty much 2 sessions a day, Monday to Friday. So if we're sparring, the session might be a couple less rounds than punching the day before. But it's pretty much twice a day every day. The days I'm not doing my conditioning with Des, I'll do my running. Either 3 or 5 miles, or we'll do some hill sprints or whatever run like that on my own.
See that?
Having a little tour.
See that alley? When you go close to that now.
Oh wow, okay, yeah. This is not doing it justice. Was you in that corner for that one? Oh, what this earth like a god. That was funny. What are you doing now, Solomon?
A few extra little bits, a few weights, done a few weighted press ups,
Okay.
a few abs,
Yeah.
a couple little bicep curls, you know, get a little pump back. These are good for the wrist and the forearm conditioning, reverse curls. So good for your hands.
know, he'll take a lot from the fight, and he'll move on and be better from that performance.
And in comparison then, would you say with other heavyweights that have recently come onto the scene and had their debuts, how would you compare Solomon in relation to those?
Well, I haven't really watched their debuts so much, but Sol's right up there with anyone. You know, he was nice and relaxing there, nice and calm. When he found himself under pressure, he didn't panic. You know, he stayed calm. Good work rate. You know, he got caught a couple of times, which you're gonna. You know, it's boxing, but you know, he fired back when needed to, and sort of dictated the pace and dictated the terms. So it was a really good fight for Sol. Good 6 rounds in the bank.
And in relation to his style, you said that he fired back. We'd have him down as a boxer puncher and a really good counter puncher. Yeah,
he can do it all. Sol can. You know, for some of them in his first fight, I thought he looked, you know, at times he looked really relaxed and well. He looked like, you thought he'd had a few fights under his belt. And same as he handled the whole occasion well. You know, he wasn't too nervous. He enjoyed it. You know, he enjoyed his ring walk and his music. And you know, once the crowds are back, he'll really buzz off the crowd. You know, I mean, it was really quiet, that place was the other night. It was, you know, I'd done one in Italy and you could hear people talking there, but this one was like a library. You could hear no one speak. So the atmosphere was like terrible. But once these crowds are back, I think, you know, you're seeing Sol in some really good, exciting fights.
And speaking about some really good, exciting fights, when can we see Solomon out again? We know that he's got a 5-fight deal with Matchroom. When can we look to see him out there again?
He's got a couple of little sores and niggles, nothing too serious. So we'll see next week where he is, and maybe out in June sometime.
And in relation to opponents, what type of opponent are you looking for? Because we've seen from the debut that you don't want to take anybody that's just going to go down in the first couple of rounds.
No, it'll be someone sensible. There's someone that Sol can learn from. You know, it'll be a sensible opponent, but you know, we're not going to go backwards. We're going to keep stepping up these improvements and this experience, because you know where he's going. He's training to be a championship fighter, so it's pointless going back and blowing someone away in a round. But at the same time, we're not going to be. You know, it's got to be sensible. We're not going to be stupid. You know, it's got to be the right opponent for him, which we'll have a look at when we get a few choices.
Absolutely. And then your goals and aspirations, we've heard obviously his manager Sam Jones talk about him wanting him to go for an English title in the next 12 to 18 months. What are your thoughts on that, and do you echo that opinion?
Yeah, you know, an English title's 10 rounds, you know. Sol seems to have a really good engine, you know. So we'll see where we are after, you know, get this year out of the way, and then early next year we'll be looking at around for titles for the following year.
Thank you very much for that. October Red Boxing in Acox Green Gym with McCracken and Solomon Dacres.
Thank you.
And there goes the bell at the end of what will be a good workout there, really, for Sol Dacres over that 6 rounds.
He was happy to go with him. He didn't panic under a bit of pressure, and he went to look to fire back.
Hi, and thank you for watching October Red Boxing. Like, subscribe, and tap the bell for notifications. You can also find us on Instagram at October Red Boxing and on Twitter, October Red UK. And remember, at October Red, we stay ready.